Okay guys, welcome back. Today is going to be a part 2 on a video I did about brushless versus nitro. First of all, you often see me in these clothes, these dirty clothes, and probably always the same kind of jumpers. That is because I am self-employed. I've got a very small gardening business. I'm on location in one of the gardens right now, and there's only so much time in the day, so a lot of the work and the videos I do, I have to do in my breaks while I'm at work and so forth, so on and so forth. So that's why you often see me in scruffy clothes. Because really I'm very smart and debonair, you know what I mean? Anywho, so as I said, a few days ago I made a video about nitro versus brushless. And obviously I'm quite pro nitro, although I love all RCs, as I said. And I said, you know, after my comments, I said, you know, leave your comments and we can discuss it, because I really like to discuss things. I like, if I'm wrong, I like to find out why, understand it, and I can change my opinion. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to educate yourself or be educated, and then you're allowed to change that opinion. Or you're allowed to keep your own opinion. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing is that you're open, because otherwise you're just one-track mind. You've got a one-track mind, and you're not really learning. And no one's right about everything all the time, and you know, learning is important, and you never stop doing that. So anyway, had a few comments on the video, and then I got a private message from someone that I highly respect, and I'm sure that you probably heard of him and that you would respect as well. So I've already spoken to him, and he doesn't mind me mentioning him at all, so I'll tell you who it is. It's Traxxas Man 420. Now, you've probably heard of Traxxas Man 420, but if you don't, I'll just give you a small overview. He is a TikToker. He's got tens of thousands of followers. He is very, very knowledgeable in all aspects of RC, brushless, cars, trucks, nitro cars, trucks. He's got a fantastic collection of RCs. Most of them are customed, beautiful bodies that he's painted, and just, you know, you couldn't want a better collection than he's got. He also works in a model shop, and he explained to me that where he lives, which I think is Ohio in America, most of the model shops don't fix or have that much dealing with nitros, and people drive for hundreds of miles to bring the nitros to that shop so he can work on them. So he's pretty well placed to have an educated opinion, and he's someone that I would definitely listen to and respect. So that being said, he told me that he loves nitros. He said, but he's slightly disagreed with what I said about the tuning of the nitros and the brushless, and that, in his opinion, there's far more tuning you can do to brushless RCs. So I'm going to go over some of the things that he said and give my opinion back on that. Although I do accept what he said, and I do agree with it. So one thing he said was about pinions, changing the pinions. But in my opinion, that is universal between the brushless and the nitro. Because on the brushless, you'll change the pinion and the spur. On the nitros, you'll change the clutch bell, which would be the pinion and the spur. Obviously, you change them for top speed or more torque, so on and so forth. So that is pretty similar. Now, the comment that I said was that if you want to upgrade for speed your brushless, what most people do is go out and buy a new motor and a new ESC, and they whack it in, and that's it. And I said, but with a nitro, you can actually go into your garage with a screwdriver and or a Dremel, if you wanted to port the engine, this sleeve. And he said to me that that's not fair, because you can do lots of tuning on an electric motor. You can get a program card for the ESC, and also use computer software and you can change the punch and the brakes and this, that and the other. And I totally accept that, and I didn't include that, and that's it, I accept it. However, that is not you with your own hands and your own mind working on something. That is taking a sort of a third party intelligence or program and using that, which is fine. It's just the same thing. But what I kind of meant was that you have more of a manual relationship with a Nitro, because the work that you do on the engine is done by your own hands and your own mind. If you port your piston sleeve, that's done with your own hand and your own mind. But if you plug your ESC into a program card or a computer, it's not, you're not doing it or using your own mind to do it, but it's not as visceral. It's it's less of a relationship, a close relationship you're having with the machine, if you understand what I mean. And in the video, I was trying to say in my opinion, my experience, because it is just my opinion and my experience. And also, I highly respect all RC. I love brushless. I have, as I said before, I've got team associated MT10. I've got lots of little, I've got a couple of JMXs. I love brushless RCs. And as I said, you know, there are some things that they're a lot better at. But it just seems to me that when you have a Nitro, you have a lot more of a close relationship with that model. And an example of that, because I've been thinking about it, I didn't want to just put this video out straight away, but an example of that is this. If you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you're far more likely to see someone putting an expensive brushless RC through absolute hell over jumps that they're not that qualified to do, and you know, pushing them further than they really should. And in my opinion, that is because they haven't built the relationship that you do when you've got a Nitro, because we all know there are pain Nitros, they can be, but when you get used to it and you get that right and you get the mechanics of it right, there's a bond between you and the machine. It's often, you often hear people say that they have a bond with their own car. You know, they miss their car, that when they sold it, they wish they had it back, because you do have a more of a relationship with that that combustion type of engine, I think, anyway. So, on reflection, everything that Traxxas Man said, I agree with. I don't disagree with it. And as I said, this is my own opinion. But I still think that you do have more of a relationship with a Nitro. And I also think that the mechanics and the fixing of it is more of a manual, hands-on thing with a Nitro, and that creates the relationship you have with it. But anyway, I'm really pleased that Traxxas Man messaged me, and I don't mind at all being challenged, and I don't admit, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. And I'd rather be proven wrong than go around thinking I'm right with the wrong answers, because that's just ignorant. And believe me, if I would listen to it, anyone's opinion, but I'm far more likely to listen and take in Traxxas Man's opinions because of the experience and the kind of bloke, the kind of guy he is. So anyway, I'd just like to shout out to Traxxas Man and say thank you very much for taking your time to write me that message, and the chat that we had via that message, communication, the messages we sent. I know you haven't been very well, so I hope that you're feeling better. Quick shout out to Crazy Dad Nitro, JP's RC. Anyway, have a great day. Please comment and keep this conversation going, because it's a good thing that we're all doing. You know, we are a community and there is no right and wrong. And, you know, you don't have to like one or the other. You can like everything. I do. You can have your favourites, that's fine as well. You can have one opinion, someone else can have another one. It doesn't mean you're not friends, it doesn't mean you don't respect each other. You just have a difference of opinion, and that's fine as well. So look after yourselves, look after everyone else, and I'll catch you on the next one.